This is a website review for Traffick911. I really love your site overall. I think it's very well constructed and shares a lot of very valuable information. I want to address the pop-up that appears to first-time visitors. I think that you need to change the settings on that pop-up so that it appears with intent to exit. So there are settings in pop-ups where if you hover over the X up on your navigation tab, you would be able to have the pop-up appear at that moment, as opposed to just right out of the chute before they've even had a chance to scroll through and view your website whatsoever. So I think that would be a good modification to your website that would keep people on your site just a little bit longer. Next, I want to just mention the navigation bar here. I'd like to have this really super clean with only a couple of options, normally just one or two options. And in your case, I'm going to recommend that you keep three. First, your donate button needs to be prominent. I would turn that green all the time. And maybe when you hover it, it turns white. So do the opposite settings as to what it is now so that the act of donating is very, very prominent on your page. I really like your shop. I think you should go ahead and keep that navigation option right here in this top header. And then your take action option as well. I think that that could stay. Typically, I just say one or two, but in your case, I'm going to say three. So you would then move your Our Solution, the problem, and your About navigation options all the way down to the footer section of your website. So you're going to put that all the way down here with your social media feeds and all of this information here. You can just have a small little section here that just has navigation options. Customers are more and more willing to scroll to the bottom of a homepage to find the navigation options, and it also allows them to view your entire homepage before they start making choices. And also, as I said before, it just keeps things very clean and simple to navigate up here. Really, really like your imagery on your site. I feel like your header could be reworded. Right now, it's exactly the same thing as the tagline in your logo. And I think you could say something just about what you do, who you are. So maybe either the North Texas Child Sex Trafficking Agency, or even just take the North Texas out of that and just state Child Sex Trafficking Agency. So within just a few seconds, a visitor would know exactly what it is that you do. And because your button is really prominent, they'd know exactly how to engage with you right away. So I would change that up. This is valuable real estate, and you don't need to restate the same thing twice here, so close together. And then in your subheading, you can say, "We help survivors embrace healing and freedom." And then start talking about how you do that later on in your website. But right now, you're just showing visitors what you do. How can develop the more and more that they read as they start to scroll through your page. If you change the heading sections here, this paragraph can actually go away because we've stated most of that even just in the heading section. When we start to look at this section of your website, really, which is your three-step plan, it's kind of your promise agreement. You're telling your visitors exactly what it is that you do. This is very valuable information, but I'll be honest, I can barely read it. This needs to be spread out. It needs to be a full width across the width of your homepage, and your text needs to be significantly bigger so it's really super easy to read. What you need to know is that visitors do not read websites, they scan them. And so you need to make your message really super scannable. Use large headlines, large fonts, just make it really easy to pick up in just a few simple seconds. You want to keep your call to action very, very consistent. If you want them to read more about your solution, you might just put a read more link right here at the bottom of this paragraph, and then change this call to action to donate and make it again that standout color, and just ask them over and over and over again on your homepage to donate. So make your calls to action very consistent. I really like the testimonial section. I think this is really great. A lot of testimonials get very, very wordy, but you've kept them short and concise, again, which makes them very easy to scan. Really like the impact statement here. This is great. It's powerful information. And then again, ready to help. You can either put a take action button here, or I would still stick with the consistency of a donate button so that you're saying the same thing over and over again. You're telling your visitors exactly what it is that you want them to do, and you're really not giving them any options outside of that. Overall, I think this is a great website. I really commend you for the service that you're doing to our community, and just appreciate the opportunity to review the site. Thanks.